it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden, and I thought today would be a great day just to take a walk and a little stroll through my front gardens and show you what's blooming right in the middle of July. Come along! First, I'm just going to do a quick pan of the fence garden. And then I'll take you through a little more closely. That's where we did some work over there. It's ongoing. That's where I got my poison ivy, luckily. And the front garden bed. And my walkway bed. Let's take a closer look. So let's start at my walkway bed. I recently cut back all my salvia. You can see it's starting to flush up again a little bit. The second flush is never as good as the first, but you get a little bloom. This is Perfect Profusion Salvia by Proven Winners. And you can see, if you can see these rounded mounds that you can see were just recently deadheaded, those were my amazing daisy maze. And they really covered this entire bed. This probably I don't know, 10 plants here. I divided those last year, so they really spread out. And I'll try to pop a picture in of what they look like in full bloom. And just in the lull between when the daisies go over and before my bobo hydrangeas bloom, I like to have a little color. So I just popped in a bunch of petunias here, all different kinds. Some of them I grew from seed and some of them I actually grew myself. I grew this one myself, and it really reminds me of the Proven Winners one that's called, it's one of my favorite ones, but I can't remember the name, and when I do, I'll just pop it at the bottom. But one thing I like about this one is it's a stunning color. It's white with a little purple throat, and it tends to kind of really sprawl, and it will grow up through other plants, which I really love. I'll show you an example of that later. This is one that I grew from seed, I believe, and I'm getting the ones I grew from seed and the ones I bought mixed up, but so don't quote me on it. And I have a nice little sedum here, which I think I might be moving. Not sure about that. I know for sure I grew these purple ones from seed. I grew these geraniums from seed, and they're just about to put on some blooms right here. Next year I'm going to start my geraniums a lot earlier, because here we are mid-July and they still haven't bloomed yet, but they're nice and healthy, as you can see, so I'm super happy with those. And I know for a fact that I bought these. These are Pink Star by Proven Winners. And that will spread out really nicely. Like when I say I planted annuals really late this year, I popped these in maybe 3 weeks ago, not even. So you can see my bobos are just about to burst. They are really stunning. Getting close and see, the one thing about the bobos is the flower blooms are the petals are smaller, but they're gorgeous and profuse. But these things were only supposed to be 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, and they're about 4 feet at least. So all of my hydrangeas have outgrown what they were supposed to be. They, if they were supposed to be 4 feet, they're at least 6. So it is what it is. And the other thing I have in here, which I thought I pulled it all out because it just was not performing for me, was my tall garden phlox. So I pulled it out, but I guess I missed some, because look at it. It has never bloomed for me before, and look at all these buds on this. I think it's gonna bloom. It's crazy, because before I pulled it, maybe it just needed thinning, because there is another clump over here, right here, a little garden phlox. And then also my white swan echinacea has reverted a little bit to purpurea. And my garden is a cottage garden, and I kind of just let things go. I really should pull off all these purple blooms, but I still like it. And then in my planters this year, I went really simple. I just did 2 plants of bubblegum. This is 2 small plants of bubblegum, and look at how big it is. I do have 1 homegrown geranium in here that's about to put on a flower, but that's it. So 2 Super Tunia Vista bubblegum by Proven Winners, and 1 geranium has filled. You can see how big it is. It's giant, and I have 2 of those. And let's move on to the front bed. So my front bed, we did a few new things this year in my front bed. I added this Helen von Steins, is that what it's called? Helen von Steins, I can't remember, but oh my gosh, this is so buttery soft, and it has really exploded. It was 3 little plants, like tiny, and look at them, huge. I put in this Nepeta. This is either Cat's Pajamas or Cat's Meow, whatever one, the bigger one. I think it's Cat's Pajamas. I really should cut it back so it can reflush. But these are all new plants. This is a plant I put in last year. This is Emily Bronte by David Austin Rose. It's just about to put on some more blooms. It really fleshed out gorgeous. You can see there's some buds on it, but unusual. This is a plant that blooms. It's like a creamy whitey pink, but this bloom looks like a lot of orange, this bud, but we'll see what happens there. Let's go around the other side, show you the inside of the walkway. Because one of my all-time performing plants is this mealy cup sage. I bought this as an annual, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and it spreads and it grows and it comes back every year. And you can see it is a pollinator magnet. You can see the bumblebees all over it. There's always pollinators on this plant. And then over here, oh, this is another one of my favorite. And this is a new plant I put in this year. This is Stokes Aster. Now, I just deadheaded it, so there's not a lot of blooms on it right now, but it is just a showstopper of a plant. And if you deadhead it, it will keep coming and coming and coming. And this is what I was talking about this petunia. See how it grows up through the other plants? I just love that. I love its sprawling nature. It's spilling onto my walkway, which probably Mr. Hubby hates, but I love. And then I have this beautiful guava, which also, it's not always hardy in my zone, but it came back gorgeous. It's actually a pink guava, but then it did the backside reverted to the white, which I don't mind because it's big and it blows in the wind, and I love it. There's another pink one there. And this is my bronze weeping Siberian spruce, another one of my favorite trees. People are very this is a very polarizing plant. Some people love it, some people hate it. These cones are like a gorgeous raspberry in the spring. They're so stunning. They turn this really dark purple in the summer, but they're like this bright raspberry color in the spring. I just love it. And this plant, look at this beauty. I could hug it if it wasn't thorny. This is my James Galway that I planted last year as a bare root. And it's already to the roof line. It is so gorgeous. It bloomed beautifully. If I have any footage, I'll put it. But there is new buds all over it now. So it's about to flush out again. Won't be as big as the first flush, but it will still be pretty. My dream is to have this go all the way over, but we'll see. Just like I love that Cape Cottage look with the climbing roses. So I'm really trying to get that to work, but it's really happy here. So let's go around to the front of the border. Okay, so as you can see, my limelight prime, I am about 5 feet tall. This thing is at least 6 feet tall, and I believe it was only supposed to get 4 feet tall. But it is strong, it is never flops, and it has these beautiful red stems, and you can see there's buds all over it. It is just about to explode with beautiful white panicles. This is a panicle hydrangea, the red stems. This is Limelight Prime. Love this plant. And this year I did plant a whole row of these Sun Patience, which was just for a pop of color. And I have a new hydrangea here that looks really sad, actually. This was forced in the greenhouse, so it bloomed really early. It's a very soft pink. I can't remember the name of it. If I do, I will put it at the bottom. But I cut back some of the dead blooms, and you can see in here there's lots of new growth coming. So this, it's the first year in the ground, the first couple of months, so it's struggling a bit, but it will be gorgeous. And back here, I have my Hinoki Nana. That's a dwarf Hinoki. It's a really, really slow grower. If you were to buy this plant right now in the nursery, it'd probably be about $250 because they grow so slow. But I bought these 4 years ago. They were like this big, maybe like this big. So, and I paid like $25 a piece for them, but it was worth it because in 3 years, look at, they're just what they would be, $250 in the nursery. So come this way. Guys, this plant is mocking me. It's mocking me. This is Luminary Backlight Tall Garden Phlox. It's a proven winners plant. It's stunning. It's stunning. I pulled most of it out of my garden. Now I want to show you what it usually looks like. Because here's another one. This is usually what Luminary Blacklight does to me. This is what it looks like. That's why after 3 years I pulled it all. I must have missed that one and that one. But it came back. This one's gorgeous. I don't know. So behind here I actually have, this is a Limelight Prime. These 3 plants right here are little limes. This is a Limelight Prime and 2 little limes. So the whole front of the house is white panicle hydrangeas. Now they do block the windows a little bit. Mr. Hubby hates it, but actually from inside it's really pretty because you get these big, huge white blooms on the inside looking out onto the garden. They're much taller than they were supposed to be. I really did not intend to cover my windows like that. But here are my two peonies. If I have a picture, I'll pop in, but obviously they bloom early in the season. I have Shirley Temple and what's this one called? I always forget. Oh, Do Tell. Very gorgeous. And if you can see these little plants here and like all in here, these are all just salvia. They're actually just about to send up some buds that self-seeded everywhere. And I just left them because if I don't like where they self-seed, like maybe next year I'll transplant them. But if they want to grow, I'm going to let them. This is my blue Colorado spruce. It's prostata, so it's a prostrate form, so it kind of goes sideways like that. I love that plant. I really need to get some different colors and textures in this front garden. I have a lot of green. So I just need, and I'm not really a yellow gal, but I'm really thinking of maybe putting some wild-gelia in here or something to bring some different textures in. It's really something that I want to accomplish with the garden. And some more guara, pink guara. And look at my Pugster blue butterfly bush. Again, always pollinators on it. Look at all the blooms on it. I did not prune this back this year. I don't think it's supposed to be this big. I don't know, my plants just happen to, my front garden bed, my plants are just really happy here. They just grow. So now that the plane went by, yeah, it has blooms all over it. I do deadhead this and it will bloom all summer long. It has a weird fragrance. People say it smells like blueberries or lilacs. I don't get that. I think it has like a musty kind of fragrance. It's actually not my favorite fragrance, but the pollinators love it, so, and it's a really pretty plant. And this is also Hinoki cypress called compacta. And I put this here to hide. We have some like gas lines and stuff behind here. It's doing pretty well. It's got some dead stuff, but that's normal for this kind of plant. And for once, finally, after 2 years in the ground, my Baptisia, although it's looking a little sad right now because we had some rain, but it actually bloomed this year and the bunnies didn't eat it. I did have it covered for the first 2 years of its life. So this is, I don't know if this is year 2 or year 3. I think this is the 3rd summer, but it did have some gorgeous blooms. If I find a picture, I'll put it in, but I'm not sure I took one, but it's the chocolate one. It's called Decadence Dark Chocolate by Proven Winners, and this will become a big, giant, gorgeous baby. Love it. Mr. Hubby gave me a hose link. Was it for Mother's Day or my birthday? I can't remember. And if you didn't see my video, I added drip to all these beds and I attached it here. I can link that above. And over here on the west side, we are eventually going to develop the whole west side of the garden. I have a huge plan for it. So Mr. Hubby and I started by just taking out a bunch of brush and disgusting stuff that was in here. And we both got massive poison ivy. Not fun. I haven't had poison ivy since I was a kid. I still have it 3 weeks later. It's a mess. But we are going to develop this area. So I just put one line of drip in for now, and I can branch off that if we add more plants, which we plan on doing. Probably in the fall, when the plants go on sale, I'll buy some stuff. I just have these little begonias that I got to put in. I got like for $1 a 6-pack, so I haven't put those in yet. I'm almost afraid to come into this bed anymore because the poison ivy was so horrible. And this had so much oriental bittersweet. We pulled out shrubs and all kinds of stuff that was choking everything. It was a project. It took us like all day. And these two plants were 2 hydrangeas. These are rhythmic blue that were dying like 2 years ago. So I just stuck them over here in the brush and look at them. They're coming back, so they're happy. And we are going to develop this into some kind of garden bed to hide the electrical box. So I just wanted to see that one line of drip going through there. Morning Light Miscanthus is doing beautifully. Look at it, it's gorgeous. It doesn't have its fronds yet. Look at these beautiful fronds in the fall that show the light, gorgeous. I think that's why it's called Morning Light Miscanthus. And of course my row of rhythmic blue hydrangeas. They're starting to fade now. The color on these things was so spectacular. I don't know if I took a picture. I mean, it's still really pretty, but the color before was just so rich. They are fading a little bit, but they're even pretty when they fade, and they have all sorts of new blooms coming up. So these are doing fantastic this year. Today is the last day of the Cape Cod Hydrangea Festival. I didn't go to it this year. I didn't go to one garden. Mr. Hubby was on vacation. We were doing something every day and I just didn't go. So some plants I just plugged in recently, just these little petunias here all along. I got these for like, I don't know, very short money. I forget they were on sale, so I popped them in. And this, look how pretty this is. Why can't I think of what this plant is? Oh my gosh. Oh, cleome, that's it. I put in a big bunch of cleome in between all the hydrangeas. I really want to fill all of this space in. And again, this is Perfect Profusion Salvia that I already cut back once and it's flushing up again. This was from the walkway garden bed. I divided it in last fall, I believe, and I popped a whole bunch in here and it's doing beautifully. I mean, this is the second flush. It never looks as good as the second flush. But you can see there's more salvia there, there's more salvia there. I'm letting it grow, and if I have to transplant it, I will. So I kind of just did a repeat between all of the hydrangeas. I have the petunias, and I have the cleome and the salvia, pretty much all the way down the line. This is our biggest rhythmic blue. So this is Let's Dance Rhythmic Blue. Look at it. So pretty. I love it. Come a little closer and just see how big these bloom heads are. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's faded a little bit because these blooms are now getting old. You can see the bumblebees all over it. But, oh, look at it. So pretty. And this is the type of plant that can have multiple colors. Like, look at this one. Pink, blue, purple, all on one plant. I love it. It's a great plant. My clematis, both my clematises bloomed this year. They do look like they have clematis wilt. I'll have to go in there and pull all those black leaves off. But we do like what the blooms leave behind, these little fuzzy things. The little dead bloom heads are really cute. But I do have to come and clean this out and get rid of these, throw these in the trash, because I think it has clematis wilt. In my Russian sage, another plant that I really only have one of, and I want to get a whole bunch more, because look how gorgeous it is. I love plants that have this beautiful flowy movement, and the color is striking. Oh, there's a big bee on it. Okay, around here, I just popped in some petunias to add some color. These are my knockout roses. They're a little bit, I see some black spot and stuff on them. I just pruned them all back. They were gorgeous, guys. When I say there was thousands of blooms, thousands on the whole row. They're starting to flush back now. There's buds all over them because I cut them back maybe a week ago. So probably by next week they'll bloom again. They won't flush as vigorously as they did the first time, but really they do put on a good show all summer. If you just deadhead these things, they just keep blooming and blooming and blooming. And in between, I have different salvias. I had the salvia disaster where I planted 12 salvia and like 11 of them died. So I went back and I got more, but they're not all the same. So they're blooming at different times, but that's okay. And the same thing with these petunias. I bought them so late in the year. I was meaning to do this one, which I forget. I think this one's called magenta. It was obviously mixed up with this one, but I don't care. They're still pretty. And this is cat's pajamas. This one's cat's pajamas. I think the other one's cat's meow. I always get them mixed up. This is the smaller one. It did already flush once and I cut it back and it's ready to go again. See the bee on it and the moth on it? Pretty. And in between, new this year, I have more white swan echinacea. That's a first year plant and I'm really pleased with the way it's blooming. It will get much bigger. And you can see that I've left these, my Russian sage has self-seeded in a couple spots. I'm just gonna let it grow and if it gets big enough, I will transplant it. Actually, I see 4 plants over there. And the same thing all the way down. I kind of did repeats in this garden. I try to keep my front gardens in the front of my house a little more formal, not too wild and cottagey, like mishmash of everything like I do in the back, because you know it's on the street and I want it to look neater. The back, I just throw things in wherever I want. I buy a plant that strikes my fancy at any time and just throw it in the garden. Is it perfect? Is it the proper way to garden? No. But I like it and it's my garden, so that's what I do. So out here I do keep it a little more symmetrical. You can see all the way down. This is a really pretty rose. If you want an easy rose, knockout roses are very easy. They open up like this. Oh, I see a Japanese beetle. They're here. Get out. They open up like this, but when they start, they look like this. Really pretty. They kind of have a yellow center. These are definitely getting some damage. Here's another one. So pretty. Ooh, yay. Let's give you a little pan of the front of the house. Sorry for the wind. I lost my cameraman. But you can see all those hydrangeas, when they bloom out, they're just gonna be so beautiful. It will be white like those phlox showing right now. Just brightens the whole front of the house. I'm gonna give you some peeks at the backyard, my back gardens. Just some peeks, not a whole tour. Here's little arrangements of pots I have. Like I said in my other videos, I did something really different this year. I didn't go with a color scheme. I just mixed and matched and did very different colors for me. Like you'll rarely see me use orange and purple together, but I actually love it. This calabacoa with this purple fan flower and this dahlia. I don't know, it's kind of an odd combination for me. Again, here I did some peachy tones with the purple. Very different from me. And all of these, actually I probably should trim this back. These I grew all from seed. It was just a petunia mix that I grew from seed and I stuck them all in one pot. But I actually really like the effect. You can see back there we have some stuff blooming. I'll give you. And I did want to show you this pot because all these coleus, there's 3 plants here. These are the Kong coleus, so the giant leafed coleus. You can see how big they are. There's 3 different varieties here. I grew these from seed. I just have them in one pot and I just think they make just a stunning little arrangement in front of this little double impatient. The rose-like flowers, also pretty. Oh, my shade garden, my Buddha bed, which is just a mishmash of stuff. But here are the geraniums that I grew from seed. They're actually flowering here. Sorry, it's not focusing. They're actually flowering here. I forget what these were called. I can't remember. If I remember, I'll put it at the bottom. But this was just a mishmash of flowers in this bed because this bed is gonna go when we do the addition, which is going to start in about 6 weeks. So yeah, this is all gonna go. My Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth has fallen over. But again, remember I was talking about those petunias that kind of just grow through everything? They find the light, and I love that. Here's some more plants. Yes, I'm still planting. This one looks sad. Pick it up. Oh goodness, I gotta water that. Cleome. Even did a red pot. How unusual for me. Red. I don't do red. Hey, I'm getting carried away. But I did want to show you how this petunia right here that I grew from seed grows up through and finds a way to the light. I just love the way it's growing through the snapdragons, through the mohawk grass, coming up to find the light. I love that. Let's go to the border and I'm just going to quickly show you some highlights. First and foremost, my serrata, my mountain, or whatever you want to call it, my lace cap hydrangea. Unfortunately, I'm getting to it a little late for the pictures. It's a little faded now, but look at how gorgeous it is, guys. Look at it. It's just stunning. Look at how pretty it is. My lilies are about to go off. I had a little problem with my drift roses this year, guys. They got really ugly disease, so I had to cut them back. And I think the reason why that happened was because I didn't prune them this year, and they were just too dense and they got too much moisture. But they'll come back. They're starting to rebloom. You can see. It's my daily lilies are looking beautiful. This can't be a whole tour, guys. It just can't. This one is one of the ones I grew from seed. Unfortunately, there's not one blooming right now. My allium's about to go off. I have scabiosa everywhere. Let me show you back here because I want to show you the cone flowers. The cone flowers. Look at how pretty these are this year. They're gorgeous. And my Rudbeckia Sahara. I thought these were both Sahara. I don't know if this one I just planted this year from seed. Maybe they double up as they grow. But this is one from last year. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. I got a bunch of them and some asters. My crocosmia, guys, isn't doing great. It's not getting enough sun. We're gonna move this tri-colored beech and give it some more sun. This is another one of the daylilies I grew from seed. Gorgeous. Ooh, look at this, I see blooming for the first time. Oops, I almost just tripped. Another daylily, although it's a little faded. But look at this aster that's about to bloom. Look at that. Sorry, I'm in the shadow. It's terrible lighting, but that's new. That's gonna bloom. Another daylily. Oh, and I have gomphrena here. This is also, this hydrangea is called, not rhythmic blue, Blue Jangles. Blue Jangles by Proven Winners. It's doing really well. I did move this coneflower here. It's struggling a little bit, but it does have a striking color. Look at that. Okay, I can't do a whole garden tour. A couple more things and then we're done. In front of my garden shed, look at my allium. It's just starting to bloom. My rose campion, I've been very, very good about deadheading this every day. So it's been going for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's just such a nice punch of color. I love it. An old-fashioned plant. I love the old-fashioned plant. Oh, what a gift. What a gift, guys. Oh, did you see the monarch? What a gift. Oh. And look, this echinacea. I grew this from seed. This is the second year in the garden, and it's finally blooming. I think it's called Senorita, I think. I'm not sure, but it's like a double, see? Oh, and this is just a regular purpurea. And then this one is called Allen's Pride. It's getting eaten a little bit. I can show you a better example of Allen's Pride over here. It's like a limey color. I grew all these from seed, guys. Some snapdragons, and I finally learned my lesson, keeping it simple in this garden box because it's so small and narrow. I just have some calibrachoa. I think this is called Antique Shades calibrachoa. So this is Antique Shades calibrachoa, and I'm starting to see a little bit of bud damage from the budworms. So I'm gonna get out here tonight and spray these things. Because one thing about calibrachoa and petunias, budworm does like to eat them, and once they start, they can decimate this whole plant. And I just have some silver false dichondra, which is, you can see it throughout the plant. It's kind of spreading everywhere. It's pretty. Keeping it simple in this box is the key. Oh, let me show you this too. This is from Floret Farm. This is Celosia Spun Sugar. Isn't that pretty? It doesn't show on the camera how gorgeous the color is. I wish it would show better. It's really quite pretty. I just have it sprinkled throughout. And my Roseanne geranium here is doing well. That is another Blue Jangles. And I have some mini Lilliput zinnias here that I just popped in the ground by seed, and they're growing. And guys, these daylilies, I wish they were open because they're so gorgeous. Okay, not a whole tour, just a quick walkthrough, I promise. But look at these cosmos, gorgeous. I've been really good about deadheading, guys. Really trying hard. Some more celosia. This is the new honeysuckle Mr. Hubby put in. There's only one bloom on it so far, but it's a pretty one, isn't it? I forget the name, I have it down there. Just a quick peek at one of the bad things that's happening is look at my cherry chocolato hibiscus. The leaves have gotten completely annihilated. My problem with spraying is, one, I don't like to spray. So I think, I'm gonna come out at night and spray, and then I get into my PJs and I completely forget. So I haven't sprayed it, so it's really suffering. Just a quick look, I'll show you. Can you hear the baby hawks in the background? We have a family of hawks, and they're really, really calling to each other. This is sea holly. It's a little bit past, but you can kind of see the vibrant blue it had. It's like a purpley blue. It's really cool plant. Very pollinator friendly. Some more Rebecca from seed. And that little hydrangea over there, I had a stick and I stuck it in the ground from a trimming, and it's actually blooming. I'm gonna stop, but look at the straw flowers. Tons of straw flowers. I have another James Galway rose. And over here, you guys know we lost our David Austin rose and planted this new one. It had some buds on it, blooms on it earlier, but that one's kind of faded. My dahlias are starting to go. I think that's one that I grew from seed from Florette Farms, I think. I'm not sure. Very pretty, but I have this mix here. Look at these double click cosmos. Look how big they are. Gorgeous. I have 2 different colors. They're just so pretty. I love them. And this just has snapdragons and zinnias and straw flowers and more dahlias. And the vegetable garden, guys, we're gonna save for another day because I wasn't even supposed to take you in the backyard. It was supposed to be a front garden tour, but I can't resist. So guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I haven't been very consistent about putting out videos lately. I've been very busy in my garden. And here on Cape Cod in the summer, we have tons of visitors and company and other things that I have to do. And for those of you who've stuck with me from the very beginning, 3 years ago, or is it 4 years now? I think this is my 4th summer. I really, really appreciate you sticking with me, even though my videos are crazy and sporadic. I have to get better. But to me, I just want to enjoy my garden. I want to enjoy doing the videos. And if it becomes something that I feel like I have to do all the time, it just won't be fun anymore. So that's not my goal here on the channel. Really, the goal is to share my gardens with everybody, maybe inspire people to try different things or even try the gardens for the first time. Obviously, if I can do it, you can too. So again, I appreciate you watching, and until next time, get out there and grow. Bye!